Hello and welcome to the Dragon Den. I'm KingofDragons 5000 and today I have another action figure review. Today I'll be taking a look at the Jada Toy Street Fighter 2 Vega. The beautiful assassin comes to the Dragon Den, and Vega has one of my favorite designs from Street Fighter. Although there are some issues with the figure, we will talk about the overall presentation of Vega is done very well. There are a lot of things to love about Vega, so let's get right on into it. Vega is going to come with an unmasked head and a masked head, his mask as an accessory, 2 sets of hands, as well as his wolf claw, and a slash effect for his wolf claw. Diving into Vega's details, they did a really good job with not only his tattoos but the overall look of the character. Vega looks quite formidable, however he does appear to be a little too bulky. As we take a look at the unmasked head, Jada Toys has done a phenomenal job with Vega's face sculpt. Described as being very beautiful, they did a really good job with his Fabio-inspired sculpt. He has a well-defined jaw which looks very masculine, and I really like the paint job here on his face. The hair is done exceptionally well here as it's made of a very soft plastic. His hair is going to be cast in this brown plastic, but they did include a wash to highlight some of the details in his hair. Even his braid is nicely sculpted with a golden clasp at the end of the braid. As we take a look at the mask head, as you would imagine, it does hide a lot of Vega's features. The white mask is quite terrifying as the only thing visible are his eyes. It will have the purple insignia on the left cheek, and the sculpt work on the mask is actually done very well. We also get this impressive detail where we do have the straps going around his head. Although the straps are done in a lighter brown, they tend to get lost in his hair sculpt. And just like with his unmasked head sculpt, the hair on this head is done out of a softer plastic. Cast in that same brown with a very nice wash, it has a lot of great details. And one difference that this head has is that the braid is articulated rather than being static. Vega is going to have this very muscular physique. The sculpt work in his muscles is done exceptionally well as we do get a lot of striations in the muscle groups. Some subtle shading on his muscles will bring out all that impressive detail. And the snake tattoo is done very well as it starts on his chest going around his back all the way down to his abdomen. And Vega's arms are going to be asymmetrical, with the left side having these purple tattoos and the right side will have these golden bands. Around his wrist, Vega is going to have these gold braces which do look good and are sculpted very well. On his right hand he is going to have his dueling glove with his signature wolf claw. They did do a really good job sculpting the wolf claw as it does look very accurate to the in-game source, however it is the wrong color. Around Vega's waist he is going to be wearing a red sash. Rather than being a sculpted piece, Jada Toys made it out of fabric. It does wrap around his waist pretty well, and there is a loop that secures it. And it is tied off, which is done very well, and it does have wireframes at the end of the sash. Vega is going to be wearing a pair of purple skin-tight pants. The purple pants will have these yellow bands going down the side, and the paint job on it is very clean. There does appear to be some subtle shading on the purple parts of his pants, bringing out some detail in his thighs. Below his knees, his pants will open up, and he is wearing these really long white socks. The socks are going to be done very well, however they are missing this border stripe going down the side. Finally, looking at his shoes, Vega is wearing a pair of brown shoes. There is going to be some sculpted detail on his shoes, making it look very good. And just like with the rest of the figure, there is going to be some subtle shading on his shoes. Overall, the look of Vega is pretty good, however I do feel like he's a little bit too bulky as Vega is a slimmer character. But the overall look is captured very well, and Jada Toys did a really good job with Vega. In-game inconsistencies aside, he still has a lot of great details. With the paint and details out of the way, let's compare Vega to our usual suspects. Vega, being one of the tallest Street Fighter characters, is going to scale nicely with domestic toy lines. He will look the part next to other 1/12 scale figures as well as the rest of your Jada Toys Street Fighter collection. Vega will have a double ball joint in the head and a ball joint in the neck. His masked head will have an articulated braid. He has a butterfly joint in his shoulders. Arms hinge out to the side and do a full 360. A swivel in the bicep and double hinges in the elbow. A hinge and swivel at the wrist. Vega has a ball joint in the upper torso and a ball joint in the lower torso. His legs do kick forward, go back, out to the side, and have a thigh swivel. He does have a double bend in the knee, a swivel above the ankle, a hinge in the ankle, and forward-facing pin. Having such a colorful cast of characters, Vega has such a unique look in Street Fighter. Jada Toys was able to nail most of his design down, and although he is slightly more bulky than the in-game counterpart, he still looks quite impressive. I do appreciate the fact they made Vega slightly taller than other figures, as that is accurate to his in-game model. The purples and yellows do a really good job making his costume stand out, and they did a really good job with the paintwork on his muscles. I do like the fact that his tattoos are done in this lighter purple, and they do look quite accurate. There are some inconsistencies with the paint on his wolf claws, however, looking at his original game sprite, it does appear that the claws were gold. However, because this is the Ultra Street Fighter 2 Final Challengers Vega, the claws should be silver. I do like the fact that the head sculpt with the mask has articulated hair, as that is the way he fought in the video game. For such an iconic design, Jada Toys has nailed every aspect here on Vega. This has to be one of the best figures that Jada Toys has made in the Street Fighter line, and if you are looking for Vega, he is available on sites like Big Bad Toy Store and at Walmart and Target. As he is one of the sub-bosses in Street Fighter 2, Vega is an essential part to your collection. With that being said, thank you for watching another video here on the Dragon Den. But before you go, don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and check out the rest of my Jada Toys and Street Fighter videos. If you're in a position to help out the Dragon Den, check out my Patreon where I have exclusive content and early access videos. Check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, videos, recent pickups, latest prints, and as always, ring that bell so you never miss another video. And until next time, my loyal Dragonites coming from the Dragon Den, I'm King of Dragons 5000 reminding you to redesign, rebuild, and reclaim. I'll see you next time.